Oh, yay. Okay, it's working. Oh, super. Hey, I wanted to go live and talk about something that is kind of an elusive topic, although there are more resources than there used to be. And I think it's an elusive topic because it is just a new thing. Hey, I am talking about monetization of social media and how it is working in 2021, especially after just a huge influx of business for these social platforms in 2020. I mean, it does make sense. Hey, I'm talking about monetization of your channel, so stick around. It does make sense because obviously 2020, everybody started using social media in a whole new way, and everybody had to get their business online like now. It was pretty remarkable. So what we have now is um, monetization channels that didn't exist before. And the thing that's really surprising to me is that just a few people are running these platforms. So they're at huge ad agencies. There are just a few people who are actually launching these campaigns and inviting people to campaigns. So you really have to be careful with how you communicate, especially if you're kind of new or you don't have a lot of work or life experience to go with you, right? So that was one thing that was really shocking to me, is that you really can get burned with these situations, quite frankly. So how do you navigate that? Well, there are a couple of different ways. One thing that's going to be increasingly important is just to really communicate clearly and just go to your basic kind of communication skills. Over communicate, especially when you have like a brand deal to deliver, that you just really have to stay in touch with the brand manager. So what are we talking about? First of all, I'm talking about the TikTok creator marketplace. It doesn't seem like a whole lot of my TikTok peeps are on here, but it's important to take a look at this creator marketplace. You do have to have 10,000 or more followers, and you have to have 10,000 or I think it's 100,000 minutes of watch time within the last 6 months. So there is a criteria, but there is something pretty interesting, which is there's some ad platforms where you can get brand deals, and TikTok is totally new. So as long as you know how to make a TikTok so it doesn't look like an ad, it just looks like a spontaneous, fun moment that you're having with a product. Or you can do some transitions or some reels and make the product kind of look like an Instagram reel or a TikTok with transitions and trends and picking up on in the moment. That is something that they're looking for. Let's see. What do I have here? Just taking a look for, what is it called? These brand platforms. One of them is Grapevine. Grapevine has some good brand deals. They have some cheesy vitamin type of things on the platform, but they also have musicians that are looking for people to make videos out of their content. They have some pretty cool brands. I did a brand deal with a vitamin company that they have really good stuff. So you get to pick and choose who you want to work with. You don't just have to do a Pepsi commercial and you don't drink Pepsi. It can be something that you like. In fact, with the marketplace type of system, at least you get rewarded with the power of choice, as opposed to maybe an actor going to auditions or getting rejected. You get invited to brand deals, which makes it a whole lot better than going to a casting studio and dressing up and putting makeup on and getting your butt down to the casting studio and feeling weird, not knowing if you get it or not. At least there's that. That these brand deals are pretty just direct, and you get to choose them. So that's definitely a big benefit. Hey, Justin, how you doing, Justin? So that is something that is absolutely a positive thing, that you have the power of choice. It's a different way of advertising. But I think something that came up as quite shocking to me is that the end game for all of this is a brand deal. So the whole thing, that your content, your audience participation, your view count, your likes, it's not to gratify your own ego if you want to make a career out of it. You have to sell something for yourself or sell something for someone else. And that's just really the long and short of it. Even at your views on YouTube, if you're in the creator program like I am, the end goal here is that with watch time or views, view count, is that they give you a percentage of the AdSense money. So if you have monetization running on your channel, what it means is that you're getting a percentage of the ad money that YouTube makes from running ads on your channel. So always be selling. That's pretty much the long and short of it. For me, that's a little disappointing. I don't know. Maybe because I come from the land of music where you've got ticket sales, you've got CD sales, and then, or download sales. I'm pretty much the CD generation of the music business. But you have something that you're selling, and it's very obvious. But with social media, it's not as obvious. And that's where you kind of have to be careful too, because contracts can be hard to read, and there might be some things that you sign off on, much like a user agreement, that you might not really fully understand. So it's important to start talking about these things and having conversations so that you know what you're really getting yourself into, especially if you're a creator and you're spending a lot of time. One thing that happened that hasn't happened to me, but I have a pretty good friend who's getting quite famous on social media. And they have, I'm not going to be too specific, but they have another business too that they run. But they're so popular on social media that they spend pretty much all their time responding to comments, DMs, making more content, and trying to figure out how to earn money, earn a living for all the time that they spend creating content. And also, there's a lot of insecurity in this field. It's I think a dark side of what's happening in social media is that it's a tough gig. It is a hard thing to do. Many times you're creating all by yourself, or it's just a small skeleton crew. It's not like doing a Hollywood film where there are like 100 people running around and setting up shots, and there's 7 makeup people and 3 hair people and continuity breaks and union rules. It's a free for all. And someone that I was listening to on a webinar called it the wild wild west of brand deals, where anything goes. So if that is the case, you just have to really prepare yourself as much as possible and make sure that as you're going into these brand partnerships that you understand everything that you're being asked to do. And yeah, it's just pretty important that you go into it informed. How can you get that information? I don't really know. I'm trying to provide some of it for you now. And yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. Any thoughts? Hi, Jaime. Any thoughts on monetization of your social channels? Do you know any people who are influencers? Have you had any buddies that have just blown up on one of these platforms and they are just kind of like dealing with a sudden fame, sudden money? It's a lot like at least actors are prepared for what might happen to them. A lot of times people just go viral and they don't know. They don't know what's really going on. So you have to learn mighty quick. So if you're creating content and you're making stuff, just know that it's a really good idea to be prepared. Hey, Robbie. Hey. And then how do you prepare yourself? Well, reading. Get a subscription to Apple News and start reading stuff like Adweek. Follow topics like TikTok. Because I'm following TikTok on Apple News, and what keeps coming up time and time again are things that are trending on TikTok, whether it's the TikTok leggings, whether it's that fluffy coffee, whether it's slime, whether it's some kind of product that we see on social media, particularly TikTok, and you see time and time again. Those are the things that advertisers and marketers are really drilling down on. What's cool on TikTok, and the demographic, this Gen Z and these younger people with disposable income, they are the most elusive to marketers. So the people who are kind of teenagers now and young 20s, those that demographic is really elusive to people who want to advertise to them, because if something's really happening and on trend, those trends go by really fast. So yeah, I guess that's about all I have to say about monetization and making some cash from your channels. You just hope that everybody who wants to monetize their channels can have an opportunity to do so. God knows this is a dedication in time. It takes so much time to do this, creating content and then trying to find an audience, trying to find a niche. There are so many expenses that go with it, whether you're doing fix or you've got a scheduling tool. It's an investment. If you want to do any kind of social media stuff on any scale, that it's not just you in your kitchen just posting, it costs. So that's pretty interesting too. Hey, if you have any questions, please feel free to message me at Apple Green Tech on all the platforms. You can send me a message, you can leave a comment. I'll make sure to follow up on it. Phew!